Here we go. Welcome to another edition of Tomato Talk in a slightly used up voice. Absolutely. Great weekend of racing. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. The excitement at EPCAL. I was getting better and better at saying that thing the other day. Woo! Let me tell you, if you can make it out there next Saturday, definitely do it. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit warmer. And it was cold. It was cold on Saturday, cold and windy. Started off with a little bit of rain in the morning, delayed things. But hey, you know what? This whole thing's about advancing through, or our show over here is all about advancing through obstacles. And we did. I had a couple of friends, came down there. Uh, what had happened because it rained, everybody was kind of waiting. The rain stopped, and then it took them a while to dry the track. But while that rain stopped and we were waiting, my friend Paula and Mike and Jennifer were out there doing interviews. You'll see some of it. Some of it's written, some of it's on tape. Visual. Uh, so it's great stuff to see that. I'm in the announcers booth in the tower, and I'm watching Paula out there because Paula's on camera. Mike's taking the video of the whole thing, and she's just smiling, laughing it up a little bit. Jennifer's out there taking notes. It was great. It was just absolutely terrific. So I want to let you into that world there a little bit. I also did notice too that when I smile too much, my eyes close. I somehow have to keep my eyes open when we do these things. All right, let's just go immediately over here to sharing a screen. I'm gonna make that work. We'll move this over a little bit, but whatever. Hey, I don't mind. Look at that. Hey, even without doing the gel thing, the rest of that, Teddy Pritchett. Yeah, my cut smash, the guy. You're going to see a lot more about that. But Teddy cut my hair. Tiz cut my hair on Friday. And let me tell you, Tiz, man, many compliments over my hair, which is good, man. You made me look good. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. It was all good. But you got to see these photos I was in, too. Phenomenal. I mean, this whole thing, except for the fact it would have been nicer if it was, what, it would have been nice if it didn't rain. It would have been nicer if it was 20 degrees warmer. But let me tell you, all of those things created opportunities. One, Long Island needs Long Island needs a drag strip. Long Island needs a sweatshirt. They sold every sweatshirt. Any sweatshirt, long sleeve thing, that was there. So it was good for business, in that respect. And this is such a volunteer organization to make the thing work. Uh, Expenses with the track and all the rest of that stuff. But Long Island needs a drag strip, man. Those folks have been trying to get this thing done for so long. They are so excited that it happens. You want to know how excited they are? You go down to the church Tuesday night. They're at Mount Carmel Church, Patchogue, New York. It's from 5 to roughly 9 o'clock, or dusk, we'll say. But 5 o'clock on, many of them are down there that day. That's more of a car show. It's not a race or anything like that. So the cars are there. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful. Same folks. If you need to get tickets for Saturday, assuming there's still tickets available, you could buy them Tuesday in person. Otherwise, you have to go online to Racetrack Knott Street. You cannot buy tickets at the gate. Not happening. Not happening at all. All right. You must get the tickets in advance. That's it. You have any questions, you can call me, but that's that. There really is nothing more. So it's Mount Carmel Church, Patchogue. I'll see if I can pull something up with that one as we go through. Mount Carmel Church in Patchogue. There it is. And I just saw this thing. I'll put this out there too. Mount Carmel Church in Patchogue, 5 o'clock on. You go down there, you make a donation, food, dollar donation, goes to the church, goes to help the church in their efforts when it comes to helping to feed, clothe, give toys, out to the community. And it is the big time holiday season here, folks. Whichever way you celebrate it, whatever it is you got going on, all good, all good. Because I've read, heard in English, Hebrew, call it a good deed, call it a mitzvah, call it whatever you want. Being part of the community, that work-life balance, the donation of either time, energy, effort, whatever it is, but finding that balance in there. Yeah, we definitely need to take care of ourselves first. That's true. That is absolutely true. And then it's a part of things. How do we be a part of things? God, I could stress that out in so many different ways. For this fact, you can be part of it. You can be part of it by having fun. Show up Tuesday night over at the church. no matter what. It's not exactly a religious. It's not a religious event over there. Maybe for those car folks, it is a religious event. Like the Holy Grail of car shows for them. Especially when you get like, they told me 1,400 cars show up to one of those things. I don't know where they put them. That parking lot's big, but I don't know where they put them. But they definitely get a couple of hundred cars. If the weather's good, it's warming up. That's good. Should be a lot of fun. A couple of food trucks that are there. Ice cream truck is there. Great people, just absolutely great people. And you can buy t-shirts, sweatshirts. Hopefully you don't need them, but whatever, they look good. That Long Island needs. I got my shirt over there. Long Island needs a drag strip. Long Island got to drag strip and racetrack Nut Street. All right, let me see what we could share over here. Oh my God, I'm 7 minutes in. I haven't said a thing. Share screen. Let's see what we can share. Chrome. All right, ready? Wait a second. All right, first let's have a little fun. Actually, the whole thing's been a lot of fun. So these two photos, what exactly can you see? Yeah, you can see the whole thing. Let's go over to the photos. This, we'll put a plug in over there from my friend over there, Tiz. That was before I got the haircut. He's at 890 Middle Country Road in Selden. That's Pete Scalzo with the microphone. Let's go back up over here. Now this photo, I got to keep it there. That, my friends, is huge. That is, whoop, let's go back. Go back. Nobody move. Nobody move. Oh, this is on timing thing here. Steve Ballone, right, left, whoop, go. Stop. Stop. There we go. Steve Ballone. You're looking at Steve Ballone over there. You're looking at Anthony over there. Yeah, me. And I did put a lot of gel in my hair to keep it there. And the Riverhead supervisor, Yvette Aguirre. So what you're looking at in this photo is just absolutely amazing. This was Saturday, right? And I'm thinking, I've been now the PR and media guy for Racetrack Nut Street, or at least the effort out here, on Long Island, and I've been having a whole lot of fun out of it. And I've been taking my blue jacket all over the place. Got to put a little name tag on there. But the supervisor, Riverhead supervisor, fully on board with this whole thing. And some of those conversations go back years prior to me, years. I only go back 4 years. I'm a newbie here. So she's been, proposing and supportive of the whole idea of a track. So she's here. She was there Saturday. She came down again on Sunday. I don't know if we'll run across that photo or not. She came down again on Sunday, talking about how great it is to have a track. County Executive Steve Ballone. And this is where Anthony comes into it. There was a number of years ago that Anthony got in touch with Newsday about doing a video about drag racing on Long Island. Now that video, and it was a documentary. It wasn't just a little quick thing. It was like maybe a half hour in length. I've referenced it before, but it's about a half hour in length. And it had to do with some of these horrific crashes, taking place, illegal street racing and stuff like that. So county executive was in that, along with Geraldine Hart, another one of the top officials for the county. It was Anthony that got that thing started. He's in that video too. And there was a couple of other folks in the video, that had been involved in illegal street racing. One, there was a bunch of illegal street races. They had mentioned in that video, that a drag strip, a legal drag strip, would be an alternative to what they were doing. Would they all come? We could be realistic. The answer to that is probably not, because probably some of the street racing that takes place is just happens, right? Just emotional happening. But this possibility, that some percentage of will come over there. So that'd be kind of cool. So I spoke about that kind of stuff. We'll see where it goes. But Anthony, in that video, that was a big deal there. So really glad to have been able to open up that conversation there. So we'll see where it all kind of transpires to. That's fine. What do we got next? One of the beautiful cars that are out there. This was, I think I was just walking, taking photos on that one. That would be, I'm not sure who the guy is on the right, but before, that might be his car. So they did the first run down the road, down the drag strip, and the supervisor, Supervisor Aguirre, she did the driving of this thing, and County Exec Steve Ballone was in the passenger seat. That's Johnny Consolio there. That guy helped me out so much, continues to help me out so much when it comes to the announcing, making sure I don't say anything like utterly stupid over there. Tow Book, this guy. I could spend the whole thing doing this, but this guy over at Towbook, Kurt, spoke with him. I spoke with him also about, besides car looks cool, they were one of the Turning Wheels Towing is one of the sponsors of the whole thing, but the idea of this vocational trades, right? So yeah, okay, there's a racetrack, cars, automotive programs, without a doubt. Suffolk County Community College automotive program was there. Great time chatting with them, along with Performance Eagle about the whole thing. And then they were telling me how many of the automotive companies are a part of it, on the automotive side, on building, fixing, repairing cars and that kind of thing. And Tesla also does the paid internships at Suffolk Community College in the automotive program, which means newer cars, the battery operated cars, things like that, right? But the other side of it that I wanted to talk about on the vocational side of it was the audio visual stuff. I mean, look what we did over there, with the whole concept of, the photos, the videos, everything like that. But also the graphics, the graphic design. Look at that, man. There was effort that went into that. That's another thing that could certainly take place within the vocational aspect of this thing. So it's all good. This guy, this guy is, you see in the back left over there is Islip Speedway. He raced that car at Islip Speedway when there was a drag strip there. And the drag strip at Islip Speedway was, it wasn't even an eighth of a mile. It was a couple hundred yards, something like that. But you're talking way back, man. We're talking late 60s, maybe early 70s. But, late 60s, that period of time. This guy, man, oh, and that's a street legal car, by the way. Street legal car. Awesome stuff. This was one of the photos I took. Well, I took all these photos. These are the cars lined up, getting ready to go. They still got to go through here, come up. They've already passed inspection. Then they come up, waiting their turn. Then they get to the pre-staging area. That's where you do whatever the burnouts are and stuff like that. Unless, of course, you're driving a Tesla, then you don't do that because you get the traction control in there. A couple other cars decided not to do that too. And then you get into the staging area. I don't know what photos I got in that one. This is from my perspective. I was up in the booth, the announcer booth, looking down on that. And you can see it goes all the way into the back there. Really cool. Just really something else. And you will notice that many of those cars have got license plates attached to them. Street legal cars. A few of them are not. Many of them are. All right, there we go. Maybe we'll change the tomato orange to the car here, Agent Orange. And this guy's got a story too. I think he's another one that goes back to Islip Speedway. I was in one of the posts someplace. It definitely just absolutely great stuff. Really great. Let's go one more photo. And that was a photo of Pete Scalza. I wonder if I could blow this up. No, it doesn't look like it can here. But that's Pete Scalza. Look at that. Look at that smile. That says it all, doesn't it? So Pete with the supervisor. This was day 2. She came back down again on Sunday, and had another couple of words over there. Pete was just really thrilled, to see that work. And here's an opportunistic moment too, by the way. Brown's Automotive and Patchogue Medford. That's Browns112.com. Besides the fact that I said their name quite a few times, along with all the other sponsors of that one. But now they got themselves a photo over here with the two of them right in front of their sign. That works out pretty well. And then behind there, you got Sign Design, East End Sign Design. Remember them? And JTM Motorsports. So they all get their photos in there a little bit. This one to the left, that's I believe that was Hotel Indigo, on that one. All right, let's get back to here. Let's go drop that. And let's go back to StreamYard. There we go there. Go back to share again. Hey, Kurt, there you are. Turning Wheels is one of your sponsors. Okay. Turning Wheels, here we go. Let's get Kurt up here. Kurt, man, I think, yeah, thanks. All right, a little personal plug. Got to take that one here before we get going on the whole thing. But Kurt is so cool, man. He's, met him over there. He's like, well, you're the guy doing the announcement. I was like, hey, yeah, that's me, man. And Turning Wheels is the sponsor. Okay, we'll get there, but definitely cool with the whole thing. So he's giving Racetrack Net Street folks 20% discount, all the towing roadside services. That's good. If you mention Racetrack Not Street, mention Racetrack Not Street. There we go. And then here we go. Turning Wheels Towing Book is one of his personal sponsors of the Turning Wheels racing team. There we go. I got you there, my friend. There we go. Wait. Turning Wheels is his personal spot. Oh, we got you there. You know, hey, Kurt, well, you know what? Maybe later on this week, man, we'll have you come on as a guest there. We'll do the whole thing. Talk about it. Because it's really cool, you know, the way the whole thing kind of works with that one. Hey, wasn't too many of those things. But you know what? It does happen. And there we go. And I'm kind of glad you brought that one up. We'll go. Why don't you put your website up? We'll put that comment up here, you know, while we're just kind of gibbering along over here. But you know, the accidents off the track. Let's go back into video. All right. And it was I need your website. That's what I need. Just give me your website, Kurt. So one of the bigger conversations want to have over here, you know, is the Beat the Heat program. So Beat the Heat, that is where the police race against. There we go. Thanks, buddy. That is where the police race against, you know, anybody actually that was qualified. Let me use the word qualified. The cars have to pass inspection to do that thing. Beyond the qualification, you need a valid license. And I'll say license, not driver's license, because Lil Man, Spoiled Rotten, and Gabriel, it was the other one that was those junior dragsters. They all have licenses. They have licenses to drive those junior dragsters. So they're all licensed. And the police are not going to race. A full-size car is not going to race against a junior dragster. It's a different category. But any of the rest of those cars that were there, including Kurt's, he would get the opportunity to race against one of these police officers, the Beat the Heat program police officers. And if you win, you get a T-shirt that says, I beat the Heat. More important than that, although that could be really important too. You get a bunch of bragging rights to go down there. Hey, yeah, beat a cop. You know, it's all good. And it's all good. It's all in fun. You know, that's the greatest part. But what they do, and the Beat the Heat medley officers are going to be coming up from Florida. They'll be up here in September for the races in September. And we'll get you the exact date on that one. I believe it's the first weekend. But they're going to be coming up over here and participating. And one of the things that, you know, is so important to bring out with that is the fact that they're totally involved with the community. They're police officers, they're firemen, firewomen that are part of the whole program in there. And what they'll do is they use this thing as different fundraisers for different activities. They go out to the different racetracks. Obviously, in Florida, there's a lot more drag strip tracks than you have over here. We're trying to get one, you know, as a permanent facility on Long Island as a whole. So it's a little bit more of a challenge, you know, in respect with that one. But there's a lot of police officers, a lot of firemen, a lot of folks that are driving their race cars. So that Beat the Heat program becomes very important from the fun standpoint, becomes very important from a fundraiser standpoint, but they're also interacting with the community in such a different manner. I mean, you can have a police officer show up at a school, not for security reasons, anything like that, but show up at the school, say, yeah, I'm the guy that drives that Beat the Heat car. And they walk in, chat with the folks in the automotive program. And maybe chat with the folks in the visual graphics program there too, Kurt, because man, you know, those police cars have got their own designs on it. And any of these cars that they run, they're all made to look like police cars too. They got the lights flashing and all the rest of that stuff. I'm not sure they got the siren going. There's enough going on, but got the lights flashing. So it's really, really cool. So in one of the videos for Beat the Heat, and this is Sergeant Iola, who is a key person that's going to be coming up here in September. Pops up every once in a while too. Maybe we get him on a program, you know, or two to kind of discuss what that is. So I know there's one program I'd love to get him on. And so in the video that he did, one of the things they spoke about was the fact, everything I just mentioned in there, but there was a driver that went down the track. Kurt, this is where I tie into the whole thing there. Other down in Florida, I didn't expect you to help him out. But the guy It was the guy that was racing down the track crashed his car, and it was a pretty big one too, right? Didn't just touch the wall, but really significantly hit it. And I'll find some photo over here. But what the track looks like is the fact you have the starting line, you have the Christmas tree, the lighting, and all the rest of that stuff. On the sides, on the outsides of both of the cars, 2 cars at a time, there's a line down the middle, and the cars are not supposed to cross that line for a variety of reasons, whatever. But on the outside is concrete barriers. Those are the same concrete barriers that you would see if the Department of Highway is doing road work, those big concrete things. So this person went down there, they crashed the car, hit the concrete, kind of bounced along the whole thing, did really significant damage, and then got on camera and said, here's the reality. The reality is that I did that. I hit the barriers, hit the concrete, and slid along it. I mean, it really did some significant damage on the whole thing, but slid along the thing. What if that was done on the street? What if that was an illegal street race and that person didn't slide along? He really banged into the concrete, but didn't slide along a street someplace, but smashed into a tree, a fire hydrant, another car, a building. And don't think those stories are not out there. They're out there. A building, or worse. That documentary, the news they did, was or worse. That kind of thing. And that's where this thing becomes so beneficial, to do that. It's an adrenaline rush, right? And it's an adrenaline rush going down the track. I'm sorry, I'm kind of reading and talking at the same time. I'm pretty good at thinking and talking, but reading and talking still is a problem. You might use the teleprompter. It's challenging, as that goes. But they spoke about the whole thing, doing that, and it's in that Newsday video. There was somebody, again, it was a worse scenario. So there's a difference there. So that's why, another reason why this is good. But that adrenaline rush, waiting for the lights, getting to do the burnout, waiting for the lights to come up, racing against somebody else if you cared, or you're just racing against yourself, or whatever. Either way, that adrenaline rush is there. That first eighth of a mile as opposed to a quarter mile, from what I've been told. And again, I've never driven a car down a track like that. But that the start, the finish, as you're going down the track, keeping that car going in a straight line, all that stuff is there. I think, and Kurt, you can tell me if I'm wrong over here, is there more adrenaline from a driver's perspective? Is there more adrenaline rush? Because maybe this is, right, from the driver's side of it, in that first eighth of a mile, or is it that second eighth of a mile? I wonder. I really wonder. I know that. Hold on. I got to get my wife to agree to that one. I know from a spectator standpoint that I did walk along the track. I announced the sponsors on the banners. I mean, that was kind of cool in and of itself. But I know from the spectators' side of it, that eighth of a mile, man, you're able to be right up front and see everything. Those stands that were there, man, you just saw the whole thing. It was great. That side of it was great. Yeah, Kurt, you know what? I'd like to do that. And here we go. And it's from the starting line period, regardless, eighth of a car. I might have to quote you on that one, as that goes. Because, Brad, we want to see this thing become permanent. Wait, eighth mile, quarter mile. I know that, the track compound has been a big thing to talk about. As to whether it is not. And I did speak to someone who actually races. I don't know if he raced professionally, but he's got a real race car, not a street league car, a real race car. And I asked him that question. I was like, what about, without the compound over here? It's different. It's definitely different. And we can do another video on that one as to what it is, because we're scooting along over here. It's definitely different from a real high-powered car, 750,000 horsepower car, from a street car, spectator drag racing, you and I getting in the car driving that track. You know what? That track compound doesn't mean too much, because we probably don't have cars that are going to be that fast. And if you've never did it before, you know what? It's fine. Everything's fine. Just making sure that you start when the light is green and it doesn't turn red. You don't go too soon. That's probably an adrenaline rush right there. But it's different. Good, bad, and different. I don't know. It's different. Hey, no. Hey, Doug, there. Hey, hold on a second. You know, I just got to type here. You get a chance to look at the haircut from the side. Thanks, Tiz. I get the chance to show that off. I see the back, a little thinning up there. So, by the way, raced at Freeport Speedway. It was car number 179. Flying Brian, my friends. Let's get this typed out over here. Flying Brian. Bingo. I should spell it right, right? Flying Brian. I'll get that photo up there someplace. Crash Cohen. Doug, you're humor. Oh, you're humorous there, my friends. Okay, there we go. No crashing. Not with the family car. I'm Kurt. I appreciate the offer, but no, not that one. We're going to keep the car straight. So, what he's referring to over there, it's Freeport Speedway, and so I got to run what you brung on that one. I had a 74 Capri, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing this thing. So, and I wound up winning, believe it or not. I went up against some car, the high-powered car, and all the rest of that stuff. Doesn't really make a difference what it was, but yeah, I can tell you right now. He had a lot more horsepower in that car than I ever did. So when we left that starting line, and that was an adrenaline rush, and it was a circle track, so I had to go around the turn there. I think that's a fifth of a mile track, maybe it's a quarter mile. And so we went around, and it's like it was so cool, man. Coming down there, I started on the inside, and I came up on the out. While he was gone. So I had the whole track to myself. I couldn't even see him, man. So I came up, I went out close to the wall, used the full track, set myself up for the next turn, came into that third turn, and I'm like halfway through the third, fourth turn over there, and I see him. More importantly, I think he saw me. And this is where it comes to you got to know the control of your car. I don't think he did. All right. Because he must have seen me and he hit the gas. And when he hit the gas, he didn't go straight. He swerved. He got loose. Squirrely is a word. I've used words once before, but he got loose. Let's go with that one. And I just kept on accelerating. Man, I got a four-cylinder car. I don't think I touched the. In fact, I know I never touched the brakes. And I passed him. Wound up winning. It's like what a challenge that was. But you know what? And the reality is that the same thing can happen here. Not if you're racing against Kurt. I mean, Kurt's got the whole thing down pat, but the same thing happens here. So if you're racing against somebody, you got your street car, right? You got a slow street car. And some of the top speeds on this thing were 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. Some were not. Some were much quicker than that. Teslas were flying down the track a lot faster than that. Actually, almost double the speed on that one. But if the person you're racing against jumps and goes too soon and they get a red light, you win. If that person in the other lane gets loose and you keep going because you don't have enough powers to get loose for your wheels to spin or anything like that, and you win. Very interesting bragging rights on that one. That'd be a very interesting photo and something to talk about. So anything can happen. It's the really coolest thing. Safety is number one. Safety is without a doubt, number one. So what does that mean? One, if you're going to race, you want to bring your car, by all means do. You got to register in advance. You got to sign up in advance for this thing. There's a limit to the amount of spectators, also a limit to the amount of cars that can do this thing. So go to Racetrack Not Straight. You can get your tickets, for the whole thing. Amount of money, not much. It's, I think all told, it's like $70. And that would be $25 for the driver, $25 for the car, $20 addition to be staying in the pit area. If you have a car and whatever, it's in the pit area. If you're a spectator, it's $25. That's it. You're done. 10 and under, free. Done. And then you can walk the pit area and do that kind of thing. But so you need to be a licensed driver. Your car needs to be in good shape. Is really what it comes down to. Your tires have to be good. They can't be bald tires. You got slicks. It's a different story. But if you can't have bald tires, stuff like that. Windows, your windows are up when you get to the starting line, doing that. So that's another factor in there. The battery has to be tied down. It was no issue this time because it was so cold, but not running the air conditioner because they don't want any water dripping down on the track, that kind of thing. Biggest thing you need though is a helmet. You need an approved racing helmet, depending upon the speed, what kind of helmet, but you need an approved helmet. So if you're thinking about doing this, maybe you could borrow a helmet from somebody. one of the other folks that are down there, or or arrange something along those lines. But you definitely need a helmet. You show up with the wrong kind of helmet, you don't go. You definitely don't go. So, take that into consideration. So I show up with my bicycle helmet, ain't happening. It's just not happening. So you need a real racing helmet, to make that work. All right, I'm over. Oh, well, I wanted to show you too, which I didn't. So I tried doing a live stream out there. I was able to do it. So I don't know, it was a couple of minutes, doing that whole thing. So I really wanted to practice to see if we can make that thing work. Still a few things to work through. There was a suggestion by somebody to do it on like a local radio station or a local I don't know what you would call it, but if you pull up to like a house, the real estate agents, and then you get to listen on whatever local channel that is to hear the recording of what's going on in the house. Coal perspiring is out by me. When you go over there, you could listen in and do that kind of thing. Something along those lines. I'm not sure how to do it. I'm going to work it through. Maybe I'll reach out to Suffolk County Community College. They got a whole bunch of programs there. Did I mention audiovisual? Yeah, I think I did. All right, we're good here. Appreciate everything. All good. It's Monday. Tuesday, we do this thing again. Busy week. All good. What else we got going on? So Tuesday night, Mount Carmel Church in Patchogue for the car show. I think I got my Toastmaster meeting on Thursday. Speaking at the Mauritius High School, Thursday morning to go talk about this I get to do the opening comments about the fact that, in someone in high school, you need to go figure out what really gets you charged up, what gets you excited. You pull a career out of that, man, that's a win. I can tell you that's a win. Because all of a sudden, you become an unbelievably engaged employee when you get to that point. So I'll share that with the kids. I'm going to see if I can record that one too there. So that's where that story goes. All right, all good. Remember, folks, speak well. Speak often, live inspired. Be a great role model, everybody. All right, ready? Tomatoes. Here we go. A little tomato mute.